Zimbabwe, Russia, Bosnia-Herzegovina, and Croatia. Well, there is Innocent Mugenga. Heard him pronounce it that way, so I will follow suit. 34 years of age from Rwanda. His opponent is 21-year-old Mohommed Yazmin.
Round one.
So we move into the opening round. Oh, and what a start by the southpaw wearing blue. 21-year-old Mohommed Yazmin of Sri Lanka, part of an 8-man Sri Lankan boxing team, taking it to his 34-year-old opponent, Innocent Mugenga. And another cracking right hand has completely disrupted the boxing stance of Mugenga, and he is keen to claim his man and hold on. Not giving him any chance to find a rhythm or flow in this is USAITH. And another southpaw left hand drives Mugenga backwards, and I'm not sure his legs are back fully beneath him yet. He's had a cracking 2025, has USAITH. At the Asian Under-22 Championships earlier this year in his homeland in the capital, Colombo, he came away with a silver medalist. Came away as a silver medalist. And last year at the Asian Championships, he was a quarter finalist at the edition in Chiang Mai in Thailand. Possessed a terrific range and reach in the 75 kilogram middleweight division, and he has turned those attributes into assets in the first half of this opening round here. Innocent Mugenga, random boxer, he grew up in Sweden, and again, the accurate, heavy punching of USAITH bringing about a standing count, and Mugenga desperately trying to get his legs back beneath him with some form of solidity. There's another right hand left hook success from USAITH. It's rather untidy from Mugenga in his bid to establish his range. The disparity in height and the length of USAITH's arms. He's trying to lure in Mugenga now. Committed fully to that southpaw left hand, but it goes long over Mugenga. Oh my goodness. Well, Innocent Mugenga's got real problems here. He's taken an 8 count and he's just been docked a point by the referee. So, for what it's worth, I happen to think that USAITH is clearly winning this round. Of course, Mugenga's got 28 seconds to do something about that. Put on the end of a 2-shot combination that forces him backwards once again. But remember, the standing count isn't necessarily a 10-8 round, but given the dominance that USAITH has demonstrated, plus the point deduction off the card of Mugenga, we'll see some 10-7 scores returned here, because it was complete domination for Mohommed Yazmin. And this man and his team, well, they've got to come up with some sort of adaptive strategy here. The right hand success for USAITH. But again, flailing shots being slung in by Mugenga. There was the right hand which jolted the head back of Mugenga, because you can see his chin's way up in the air, his hands not in the on-guard defensive position, and the shot swiveled his head and disrupted his boxing stance. So it's going to be interesting to see these scores returned here. Well, it doesn't appear as though the point deduction has been accounted for yet. 4 scores returned of 10-9, 10-8 for judge number 1, but there has been a point deduction from the scorecard of Innocent Mugenga.
Round 2.
And Again, sometimes in IBA boxing you see the point deduction accounted for in the round where the infringement occurred, or sometimes the point deduction is taken off at the end. So as mentioned, Innocent Mugenga, I heard him pronouncing his own name because he's features prominently in footage depicting his own journey. There's a Netflix-style documentary being made called The Long Road Back, charting his journey in boxing. Seems like boxing makes him feel alive. Fought in Kigali, the Rwandan capital, recently on a multi-nations fight night event at the Zaria Court last month. And so he's had good preparation for this, but he's almost galloping his way forwards there, and the disparity in experience, despite USAITH being the younger man, as he's picked off by a reverse 1-2, southpaw left, right hand from USAITH, but the disparity in experience is beginning to become more apparent the deeper we go into this contest, because Mugenga's chin is way up in the air. That's why his head's driven back by the southpaw left again, and a wide open target sees him take a cracking southpaw left cross, and it deposits him on the canvas for the second count of the contest. Referee taking a close look into his eyes, and he's allowed the bout to continue just beyond the halfway stage of this second round. So he's got to tighten up defensively here, has Mugenga. You can see, even though he's remaining wide-eyed and concentrated, his chin way up in the air, his hands are down around his pecs, and that is just presenting a whole host of opportunity for an accurate punch pickup like USAITH. Another light left cross through the middle of the wide open hands of Mugenga once again. Have to credit the man's conditioning and commitment. He's staying in there and competing, but his defenses are all over the place. Can he tighten up in that regard, as both men continuing to hit on the break? So this impromptu intermission, perhaps an opportunity for Innocent Mugenga to take in some oxygen, allow his energy levels to recover, and just get his mind back on the job and his tactics together. He's coming forward in altogether more purposeful fashion here now. Chin still a little high for my liking. Closing seconds of this second round. Looking to counter him with that southpaw backhand once again is Mohommed USAITH, and that is another clear round for the Sri Lankan boxer in blue. Some of the action from the second. And there was the wonderful left hand. We were just saying that the defenses of Innocent Mugenga became really disorganized. He was trying to fight his way out of trouble, but hands down, chin up is a bad combination in the beautiful sport of boxing, and it was fully exploited by Mohommed USAITH. So one score of 10-8, four scores of 10-9. So that gives us 3 scores of 2018, 2 scores of 2017. And remember, there is a point deduction that was taken off the scorecard of Innocent Mugenga in the opening round. So into the third and final round we go. And a marauding, long-armed figure of Mohommed USAITH, just seeking to get onto the front foot and back up his opponent here in the early stages of the third. And there's another flashing right hand, and despite being just 21 years of age, the Asian under 2022 silver medalist has accrued plenty of experience during the course of his career. The southpaw from Kandy made his international debut at the age of 15, and here in his first senior world championships, This one of 10 contests in a round of 64, remember, in the 75 kilogram middleweight division. So, providing he keeps his chin out of... Oh, what a right uppercut, my goodness! That is a wonderfully picked punch from Mohommed USAITH, and taking it, remaining upright, is Innocent Mohgenga. Credit to him, he's going in search of the big round that he needs in order to get himself back into contention here. Remember, 2 scorecards of 2017, 3 scorecards of 2018, as USAITH just dropping down with a left hand to the body. But that was an absolutely cracking uppercut uncoiled by USAITH. Just beyond the halfway stage of this third and final round here now. Again, you have to admire the commitment and the determination of Mohgenga. You see, I think that's hitting on the brake, because when the referee is issuing the command of break, USAITH isn't really taking a step back, and he's springing straight back into action. Now, of course, the referee's mantra is to protect yourself at all times. Flashing right hand landed on the inside by Mohgenga, perfectly illustrating the fact that he is still in there, continuing to compete, and he believes that he can find the finishing shot that he needs in the remaining 30 seconds and change of this third and final round. So again, nice movement in the pocket from USAITH. And for a man who is vitalized by the sport of boxing, well, Mohgenga will have plenty to look back upon here. There's plenty to work on as well. Rapier-like right hand snaps into the face of Mohgenga. And despite his best efforts, Innocent Mohgenga hasn't been able to produce the big final round that he needed. An incident-filled encounter in this round of 64 bouts in the 75 kilogram middleweight division. This man competed right up until the very final bell, having taken an 8 count in the first round and decked heavily in the second, and walking on to that brilliant right uppercut in the third. Took it well, competed all the way to the conclusion of the contest, letting his hands go throughout. But I think there can be little doubt that it's going to be a unanimous points decision victory for